The Silk Road was more than just a trade route. It was a complex network of interactions that shaped the course of human history. Spanning thousands of miles across continents, it facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, technologies, and cultures between the East and West. This interconnectedness led to both remarkable triumphs and profound tragedies, making the Silk Road a testament to the dual nature of human progress. Triumphs of the Silk Road. The most evident triumphs of the Silk Road lie in its economic impact. It was the primary conduit for a vast array of luxury goods, including silk from China, spices from India, and glassware from the Roman Empire. Silk in particular became a symbol of status and wealth, driving the economy and influencing fashion across Eurasia. The demand for these goods fueled the growth of bustling urban centers like Samarkand and Bukhara, which became hubs of commerce and cultural exchange. This economic prosperity created a foundation for the rise of powerful empires and the development of sophisticated financial systems. Beyond commerce, the Silk Road was a powerful engine of technological diffusion. Innovations from one civilization were quickly adopted and adapted by others. China's inventions, such as papermaking, printing, gunpowder, and the compass, traveled westward, profoundly impacting European societies. Similarly, knowledge of irrigation techniques, astronomy, and mathematics from Central Asia and the Islamic world spread eastward, enhancing agricultural productivity and scientific understanding in China. The cross-pollination of ideas led to a global acceleration of innovation, laying the groundwork for many of the technologies we rely on today. Culturally, the Silk Road fostered a remarkable period of syncretism. Religions, philosophies, and artistic styles blended and evolved as they moved along the routes. Buddhism, for example, expanded from India into Central Asia and China, where it absorbed local influences to become a distinct religious tradition. Likewise, Islamic art and architecture, with their intricate geometric patterns and calligraphy, spread across the network, influencing styles from Spain to Southeast Asia. This exchange of spiritual and artistic ideas created a rich mosaic of cultural expression that transcended geographical and political boundaries. The Silk Road also facilitated the exchange of scientific knowledge. Physicians and scholars from different regions shared their understanding of medicine, botany, and alchemy. Arab scholars, for instance, translated and preserved ancient Greek texts, which were later reintroduced to Europe, sparking the Renaissance. This global flow of information accelerated the progress of science and scholarship, establishing a shared intellectual heritage that underpinned later scientific revolutions. Tragedies of the Silk Road. Despite its triumphs, the Silk Road was also a vector for immense tragedy. The same network that carried silk and spices also carried pathogens. The most devastating example of this was the Black Death, a pandemic that originated in Central Asia and spread along the trade routes to Europe in the mid-14th century. Carried by fleas on rats that traveled with merchant caravans, the plague decimated populations across Eurasia, leading to immense social and economic disruption. The ease of travel and extensive contact facilitated by the Silk Road turned what might have been a regional outbreak into a global catastrophe. The expansion of trade also led to increased conflict and exploitation. Competition for control of the lucrative trade routes often resulted in bloody wars between empires and nomadic tribes. The lucrative nature of the trade also made merchants and travelers vulnerable to raids and banditry, necessitating the formation of fortified caravans and the protection of powerful warlords. This constant state of instability created a precarious environment where the very act of commerce was fraught with danger. Moreover, the Silk Road's influence wasn't always benign. The demand for goods like silk and porcelain fueled forced labor and resource extraction in producing regions. Empires that controlled key sections of the route often imposed heavy taxes and tolls, enriching themselves at the expense of others. This economic disparity contributed to social unrest and rebellions. The human cost of the Silk Road, in terms of forced labor, conflict, and the spread of disease, cannot be overlooked. The cultural exchange, while often positive, was not without its darker aspects. The dominance of certain cultures, particularly those of powerful empires, sometimes led to the suppression of local traditions. Indigenous knowledge and practices were sometimes lost or marginalized in the face of more widespread cultural imports. This complex interaction highlights the fact that cultural exchange, while enriching, can also be a tool of assimilation and domination. In conclusion, the Silk Road stands as a powerful example of human interconnectedness. It was a double-edged sword, bringing prosperity, knowledge, and artistic flourishing, while simultaneously facilitating disease, conflict, and exploitation. The story of the Silk Road is a reminder that progress is not a linear path, but a complex journey filled with both remarkable achievements and profound losses. A historical narrative that continues to resonate with the challenges and opportunities of our own globalized world.